Hey there team, this is Kim Brightness with TeamJesusMag.com, and we are here with none other than Josiah Martin. Jojo, what's going on with you today?
Not much, just hanging out with you guys.
It's so good to see you, man.
Good to see you
it's so good to see you again. We're so glad to be here. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
So tell us how you're feeling.
I'm feeling good today.
Feeling good. I know it's a daily. It's day by day. It's day by day. So yeah. So how's it going today with you?
It's going good. You know, I'm feeling good. Woke up feeling good. You know, it's hot out.
Awesome. It's about 90 today in LA, people. So it's a little warm out there.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that you're feeling good today. That you have time to even do this. This is an honor. We understand that you were just in the hospital maybe a few days ago.
Yeah, I was in the ICU. I got out Sunday. And you know, I was trying to get out for church.
I know, right? Trying to make it to the house.
Communication thing between my doctor and the hospital doctors, but I got out probably Sunday evening. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we know that many people millions of people have already seen the Kirk Franklin video where you're singing Intercession like we probably have never heard this song before.
Wow.
And have probably never cried as hard as we watched that video. That was so moving. Tell us a little bit about what that moment meant to you.
Man, it meant everything to me. You know, it was unreal. I'm a huge Kirk Franklin fan. He's one of my mentors.
Yes.
And so I saw him walking towards me, and so I was like, well, maybe he's just walking to the side of the stage.
Right.
And then I heard my friends that sing with him. Everybody starts screaming, "Sing, Jojo!" I'm like, oh my
God! He's coming to me.
Right.
It's me. Oh wow.
So you know, I have neuropathy in my legs and feet, so I'm always in pain all day long. So I had been standing up for a lot of the concerts. So I was sitting down, and Kirk was like, "Come on," you know, and it was just a mind-blowing thing. You know, I pray the same prayer every time before I sing, which is none of me but all of you.
Yes.
And so I just started praying that as I was standing up, and he took over that place.
He took over.
Yeah.
Jesus was in the room. He took over, and he really sung through you. It moved everybody from Kirk to, I believe, everyone that saw that video.
Yeah.
You can't help but feel moved and feel the power of God.
Yeah.
In that video. So wow.
Unreal.
Unreal. So now that you are back out of the hospital, how are you dealing with the renal disease, and what message do you have for others? I mean, this affects a lot of people, especially in the African American community, but we're not educated as much as we should be about it. What would you share with the team about renal disease?
I would just share that for me, it's a genetic disease called FSGS, and my oldest brother had it. It's 5 boys, and I'm the last boy, so he had it and he died with it, and it skipped everybody else and hit me, you know. So but for the most part in our community, blood pressure is what's killing the kidneys.
It is.
And you know, you know how we cook, you know how we eat, you know, and it's very good food, but it's not always good for the body.
Right.
You know, and all the sodium and everything that's in our foods, you know, and it's attacking the kidneys. And once they hit, you know, people don't know that, but you really don't die from renal disease. Nobody dies from renal disease. What you die from is the stuff that happens to your organs, and you start having strokes and heart attacks and stuff like that. So when a person dies with renal disease, that's what they're dying from. Heart attacks and strokes, because the kidneys are like the central nervous system. So they're running the blood pressure, they're running the cholesterol, they're running everything. So when that stuff breaks down, you know, your body starts to build toxins, your blood pressure goes up, and then you stroke out or you have a heart attack. And so my message to our community is, you know, watch what you eat. Pay attention to everything you're eating. Pay attention to the sodium levels. It's a lot of work, but there are a lot of apps out there that you can input what you're eating, and it'll tell you for the day where you're at with protein and sodium and potassium and all of that stuff. And just pay attention to that, because you know, once they go, you don't
have 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I mean, we have 2 kidneys.
Right. You can survive.
And they kind of need each other. That's why God gave us 2.
That's right.
But yeah, we have to protect them.
You got to, you know. And so, you know, I'm still watching what I eat and stuff, because naturally blood pressure's out of control because the kidneys don't work.
Okay.
But you know, that wasn't the focus of why I got it, but it is the focus of everybody I see around me between diabetes and blood pressure. So pay attention to what you're eating, people.
Exactly. Especially people in the body of Christ. We are need I say, discipline, moderation.
Yeah.
We don't talk about those words very often, especially when it comes to our diet.
Yeah.
And team, I'm going to tell you, there are so many of us that are overweight. I mean, I have some weight to lose. I'm not, we all have things we need to take care of in our diet.
That's right.
In what we eat, the moderation we eat. I mean, if you grew up in the church, you're a PK like I'm a PK. After church, midnight musicals, where are we?
Fried chicken.
Come on now, collard greens, macaroni and cheese.
Right.
Exactly. So and it's late at night. It's fried and it's all sitting on us because it's like, where's it gonna go?
That's right. Because we're going home, going to bed.
We're gonna hit the bed. Exactly. We're gonna hit the sheet. So it's like that food says that we do. That's part of our culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of our culture. Maybe not in all communities of the body of Christ, but the African American community, we're all a team. We're all one. But I want to speak especially to us.
Yeah.
That we have to keep that in check, people.
We have to. No more eating and laying down.
Exactly.
Find a way to sit up. And if you don't want to do that, then don't eat late.
Don't eat late, or watch what you eat late.
Get you some fruit.
Mm-hmm.
It's filling if you eat the right stuff.
Exactly. And delicious.
That's right.
Exactly. So as we watch our weight, as we watch our diet, what are some of the things we can do to help those who are not in that same predicament? I understand you have a foundation that speaks directly to this it is the goal and the intention of the foundation. Talk to us about your foundation.
Well, the foundation is called the Jojo Martin Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And our main focus is to aid young black men with renal disease because we don't qualify for disability. They tell us we haven't worked long enough.
Wow.
Some of the medicines are as expensive as $2,000, and that's a 30-day supply. And a lot of the insurance companies don't cover some of the more expensive medications.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are only on Medicare because you can't work depending on who you are. You got to do dialysis every other day, and so it's like trying to find a job that can accommodate that type of schedule, because you got to be gone, and then you got to try to feel good enough to go to work after that if you're working.
Yeah.
And so we started this foundation so that we could aid young black men that need the help and their parents.
Wow.
And so we're trying to raise right now $100,000.
Okay.
That way we can sponsor some young black men and help do some things, because if 20 of them come to us and their medications are $2,000, we need a lot of money to do that.
Exactly.
And we also need, we're trying to establish and build 2 modern day dialysis centers, one in Texas and one here.
Awesome.
And not necessarily age appropriate, because we don't want to discriminate, but something that speaks to the younger transplant needer. Some place where they can go, and because it's a stressful thing. You're sitting, for me, I do dialysis.
How many hours is it?
I do it for 3.5 hours, but there's some people that do longer than that. Some people that go overnight.
Sitting in one place.
Yeah,
Wow.
So it's a tough thing.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing to do. You sit in a chair, you can watch TV if you want, but that gets boring. So we want to put a computer lab in there, a movie theater,
Awesome.
Cell phone charging stations, places where they can work and do the things that they need to do, and so that it doesn't feel like I'm strapped to this chair for 3 hours or 4 hours or however long they're there.
Wow.
And so, and then the main thing is to travel this world educating the black and brown community about different things to do. I have a slew of board members that are great people. A lot of them are in medical.
Good.
My doctor,
Yes.
my nephrologist is on the board.
Awesome.
We have somebody from the transplant team at Emory on the board. So, there's things we're trying to do. We're trying to set up a database of people that are willing to donate. That way, when somebody gets on the transplant list, we can just send this information into the transplant center of their choice and start getting these people screened for that person.
Right.
And so, it's so many things we're trying to do through my foundation to help and to relieve some of the pressure, because it's a lot of pressure. I talk to people every day, that are just struggling with this mentally, and it's such a hard thing, because you never imagine you know, at 19 and 20,
Right,
all the
20,
stuff that you'll be
under
on
30, yeah.
dialysis.
Exactly.
You
That's
know,
like for the quote unquote older,
Yeah.
the seniors, and so
So
yeah, you never
that's-
think
that's
about
where-
that.
Yeah, that's
But
where
that
we're
is
at,
a
foundation.
much needed service, and it's a sleeper.
Yeah,
We don't think about that. Like there are young men that need that assistance, and we can only imagine the mental toll
Yeah.
that it does take.
and kidney disease is renal failure is one of the lowest funded diseases out there. Yeah,
Wow. So extra help is needed.
extra.
So people spread the word. We want to get the
Please,
word out about
please.
this. This is here. It is real. It is affecting communities, and they need our help.
They
So
do.
tell us, how can the team support the foundation? What can we do?
Right now, we're finishing up our 501c3 status. That should be done by the end of the month.
Awesome.
And so for the meantime, what we're asking people to do is donate to the GoFundMe account, which is gofundme.com/TJJMF, the Jojo Martin Foundation. And all the money is going to help people. It's not going to me or anything like that. We're sponsoring 4 young men right now. We have 3, and we're interviewing the 4th one. And we're going to help their parents be able to provide medications, and because, like I said, a lot of them are only on Medicare.
Right.
And so-
that covers for so much.
Right, and so, you know, even still, Medicare is not covering 100% of the medications. Whereas if you had, you know, individual insurance, once you met your deductible,
Right.
all the medications
So
are
you're-
free,
yeah.
you know, but
Exactly.
they can't afford the individual insurance. As you know, it's very expensive. Even mine is $498 a month. But I thank God that the National Kidney Foundation has been able to cover my insurance for the
Thank
last
you,
couple
Lord.
of years now. So I thank
Awesome.
God for that, and I thank the National
God.
Kidney Foundation for all of their help. They are a necessary force as it relates to this disease. And so GoFundMe.com/TJJMF, and we would appreciate all your help and all your support, and thank you for that in advance.
Awesome.